Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
Washington Post World, December 10, 12:01 America, New York. 53 die in horror crash of truck smuggling migrants in Mexico. Mexican rescue workers rushing to a highway accident found a Dante-esque scene of death and injury after a freight truck jammed with as many as 200 migrants tipped over and crashed into the base of a steel pedestrian bridge, Mexico. Washington Post World, December 10, 12:01 America, New York. Boris Johnson's nightmare before Christmas. For a rule-breaking politician who once said that his policy on cake is pro-having it and pro-eating it, it may be just desserts. Washington Post World, December 10, 3:09 America, New York. Trump slams Israel's Netanyahu for congratulating Biden. Former President Donald Trump has lashed out with profanity at Benjamin Netanyahu for congratulating President Joe Biden on his victory in last year's election. Washington Post World, December 10, 3:00 America, New York. She could have been Benin's first female president. Now she faces 20 years in prison. Rekia Madugu's case follows a stretch of democratic backsliding across the continent. RT World News, December 10, 3:00 America, New York. Amazon to axe once trailblazing service. Alexa Internet, Amazon's pioneer web ranking service, will be discontinued in 2022 after 2 decades in operation, the tech giant has announced. It was once an essential tool for online businesses and advertising. Washington Post World, December 10, 2:58 America, New York. Romania enforces new travel measures over Omicron concerns. Romania has introduced new travel restrictions and isolation measures for people entering the country as officials seek to avert another healthcare crisis following the emergence of the mutant Omicron variant.
CNN.com World, December 10, 2:48 America, New York. SenseTime's public debut may be spoiled by U.S.-China tensions. SenseTime's big public debut may be hitting a snag because of brewing tensions between the United States and China.
December 10, 2:48 America, New York. SenseTime's public debut may be spoiled by U.S.-China tensions. SenseTime's big public debut may be hitting a snag because of brewing tensions between the United States and China.
Washington Post World, December 10, 2:46 America, New York. Ukrainian military long on morale but short on weaponry. When Russia annexed Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula and threw its support behind separatists in the country's east more than 7 years ago, Kiev's underfunded and disorganized armed forces struggled to mount a credible response.
December 10, 2:40 America, New York. YouTuber discovers submerged car of teens who disappeared 21 years ago. A scuba diving YouTuber, who has made it his mission to find missing people, discovered the vehicle of 2 teens who disappeared 21 years ago in rural Tennessee.
Washington Post World, December 10, 2:35 America, New York. Tunisia. LGBT activists assault seen as a pattern by police. Police violence is among the myriad challenges that LGBTQ people experience in Tunisia, and observers say officers who can dispense beatings with impunity are becoming increasingly brazen. Washington Post World, December 10, 2:34 America, New York. Israel extends travel restrictions for a further 10 days. The Israeli Prime Minister and Health Minister are extending Israel's tough travel restrictions, including its entry ban on all foreign nationals, for a further 10 days. In a bid to stop further cases of the Omicron variant of coronavirus entering the country. Washington Post World, December 10, 2:26 America, New York. The AP interview. We want justice, on climate, Nakate says. Climate activist Vanessa Nakate spoke to the Associated Press and reflected on the whirlwind of 2021 and what she and other young activists plan for the year to come. Washington Post World, December 10, 2:25 America, New York. Myanmar government rebuts massacre reports as conspiracy. Myanmar's military-installed government has described as fake news reports that its troops were involved in a widely reported massacre in which soldiers allegedly rounded up and killed 11 civilians whose charred bodies were later discovered by fellow villagers. Washington Post World, December 10, 2:11 America, New York. Palestinians freed after hunger strikes have lifelong damage. The few Palestinian prisoners who have succeeded in using prolonged hunger strikes to secure their release from Israeli detention get a hero's welcome when they return home. Washington Post World. December 10, 2:00 America, New York. China trolls Biden summit with Harry Potter jokes and claims to be a democracy. Beneath the spin is an effort to redefine international norms and bolster Communist Party rule.
BBC News World. December 10, 1:52 America, New York. Larry Hoover. Kanye and Drake set aside feud for prisoner concert. The former friends stage a concert in a bid to free Larry Hoover, who's been in jail for decades.
Washington Post World. December 10, 1:41 America, New York. I am dead here. Lebanese join Mideast migrants to Europe. Lebanese have been setting off from their country's Mediterranean shore to attempt the perilous journey by boat to Cyprus and beyond in the hopes of reaching Europe.
December 10, 1:37 America, New York. Former NFL star wide receiver Demaryius Thomas dies at age 33. Demaryius Thomas, who played 10 seasons in the NFL and is considered one of the best wide receivers in Denver Broncos history, was found dead at his home in Roswell, Georgia, according to officials. December 10, 1:34 America, New York. Police in China send girl, 14, back to parents who allegedly tried to sell her into marriage for $40,000. Police in northwestern China broke up the wedding of a 14-year-old girl whose parents allegedly tried to sell her into marriage with a stranger for a nearly $40,000 dowry, authorities said. December 10, 1:16 America, New York. A jury found Jussie Smollett guilty of falsely reporting a hate crime. Here's what comes next. Jury deliberated for more than 9 hours. Analysis: how Sean Hannity and right-wing media personalities are using Smollett verdict to attack the media.
Washington Post World. December 10, 1:15 America, New York. South Korea's virus surge exceeds 7,000 for third straight day. New coronavirus infections in South Korea have exceeded 7,000 for the third consecutive day in a record-breaking surge that has crushed hospitals and threatens the country's goals to weather the pandemic without lockdowns.
December 10, 1:14 America, New York. Pakistani Taliban declares end to ceasefire. Taliban militants in Pakistan declared an end to a month-long ceasefire arranged with the aid of the Afghan Taliban, accusing the government of breaching terms including a prisoner release agreement and the formation of negotiating committees.